2, 3,
Hey everybody, this is Andrew with HM5, and we're back to doing some more on the Assassin's Creed Valhalla game. So if you guys follow the channel already, you've probably seen I've done a reaction video not that long ago when the trailer released, and I am very excited for this game to come out. I'm quite a big fan of Assassin's Creed, and I loved Odyssey when that came out. So I was really stoked to see some in-footage gameplay that uploaded recently, and also some updates to the game. So what I'm going to do in this video is talk about some of those updates that I saw in the gameplay footage, along with just kind of discuss some of the stuff I noticed in the in-game footage as well. Just this past weekend, everything's been blowing up about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where some channels have been playing about 30 minutes or a few hours of the game. And also, there's been new trailers released of in-game footage. Now, what I noticed with the in-game footage does look a lot like Odyssey already, which, of course, Assassin's Creed kind of generally looks pretty similar throughout the games. With this taking place more in the UK, Norway, Sweden area, it does have that little bit more darker tone to it. But some of the winter scenes look great with like the polar lights up in the air and everything, and you get more of the kind of winter scenes with the snow around anyways, which is kind of a nice change from having like Origin with the desert and sand. And then even with Odyssey, it's more of a Mediterranean, so it's always sunny, kind of tropical. So this does have a different feeling in that sense. But the in-game play footage looked pretty good to me. It started out with some of the long ship sailing kind of stuff, which I think will be a lot of fun. Odyssey, I really enjoyed sailing around on like the triremes and everything. And I think doing the raids, which they introduced as like a new thing, will be really enjoyable. Just kind of cruising down through Dark Ages Europe and just scouting something, a settlement or a village on the coast somewhere, stopping, blowing a horn to your crew to go attack, and just essentially pillage. But the next thing that I think really looks the most exciting to me is the object of building up your own settlement. So not only does raiding have its own kind of thing, but you collect the goods and resources from the raiding to essentially build up your own settlement. Now this kind of brings back Fallout 4 and a little bit of Fallout 76 with building your own base or settlement. Fallout 4 is a lot more of a settlement where you're recruiting people to join your group and then assign them to do tasks and defend your settlement and stuff. But also even with like Fallout 76 and just building up your own like home area that you collect resources for, it kind of mimics that to me, which I really enjoy. So I think the object of having settlements that you can begin and build up and fortify will be really fun, and I could see myself probably getting sidetracked doing that quite a bit. But some of the other things that really stood out to me from watching that in gameplay footage was even having the ability to dual wield a couple primary weapons. So they said you could have like a warhammer and a sword, or maybe even two warhammers. And then even having some of those final blows, which will be cool, where you can like finish them off in a really cool way. A lot of decapitations took place in that footage. But even having the ability to dual wield shields, I think would be really interesting. And they kind of all have their own fighting style that you can orient it towards. So I think that'll be really cool as well. But even one of the final things that stood out to me the most that's really unique is the object of, since this is Viking based, so you have more of the gods like Odin and stuff like that, and the essence of obviously Valhalla is coming across some of these figures during that time period, like probably Ragnar Lothbrok, having epic battle sequences with some of these figures who had notorious, I guess, stories behind them about how great of a fighter they were, and you have to actually fight them. And some of the enemies they showed actually will take advantage of their surroundings and use dead bodies of people on the battlefield to throw at you and try to knock you off balance, but you have to pinpoint their weaknesses in order to take them down. So I think that'll bring actually quite a bit of a challenge to the game, which I have to admit I did terrible when it came to fighting some of those wild boars or a lion. Some of those I did pretty terrible at. So, but I think it'll be fun nonetheless. And really, this game looks like they're bringing a lot more new stuff to it and implementing things that weren't done before to continue the series on, but also bring in the, well, I haven't done this before because that was never available on Odyssey or Assassin's Creed 3 or Origins. So I think they're going to actually do really well continuing this series on and bringing more to the game that wasn't there already to keep it really interesting and intriguing to us as the players. So I guess let me know what you're most excited about with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or if you're not excited at all, but what's the thing you're most looking forward to, and leave it in the comments below. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.